No one heard the first shot. It wasn't a missile. It wasn't a bullet. It was a whisper. A secret plan crossing oceans faster than sound. It started with tension, subtle, almost invisible. News anchors smiled tight smiles on glowing screens. Stock markets flickered like candles in a storm. Navy fleets moved silently across the Pacific. Giant shadows under an even bigger sky. The world sensed it. A shift so deep, even the oceans seemed to hold their breath. Then it happened. One carrier group, somewhere off the South China Sea, vanished from radar. For 3 minutes, there was only silence. In the control rooms of Washington, generals stared at screens, hearts pounding. In Beijing, officials leaned forward, waiting for confirmation. 3 minutes that rewrote history. 3 minutes that would flood the world with blood, smoke, and fear. When the news broke, unidentified attack on you. Fleet. Chaos erupted like a dam shattered by a tidal wave. Politicians barked into phones. Generals barked into radios. Presidents addressed their nations with shaking voices hidden behind calm faces. The first retaliation was immediate. Airstrikes, precision bombs lighting up the South China Sea like a festival of destruction. China responded with equal fury. Hypersonic missiles, so fast they couldn't even be seen, ripped through the clouds, striking American bases in Guam, Okinawa, and even hinting at Hawaii. Within 24 hours, the oceans became battlefields. Warships, sleek and monstrous, unleashed hell upon the waves. Fighter jets painted the skies with smoke trails. Submarines prowled silently like ancient predators, unseen yet deadly. In the cities, ordinary people watched through trembling hands. Some prayed, some screamed, some simply froze, unable to process the nightmare unfolding on their phones. Trade collapsed. Overnight, ports that once bustled with containers and cranes stood abandoned. Ships sat empty at sea, drifting like forgotten toys. The world's supply chain, the invisible thread that kept nations fed and clothed, snapped. Supermarkets ran out of essentials within days. Gas stations turned into war zones themselves, lines stretching for miles as desperate citizens hoarded fuel. Banks closed. Stock markets crashed. The world economy, so fragile despite its glittering towers, crumbled like a sandcastle under a black wave. But the worst was yet to come. With America and China locked in full-scale war, allies were forced to choose sides. NATO fractured. Asian alliances buckled. Russia, seeing its chance, moved its pawns on a different board, attacking weak spots across Europe and Asia. The Middle East ignited. Africa, caught in the crossfire of vanished aid and broken trade, plunged into famine. Meanwhile, the war on the ground raged in ways history had never seen. Drones filled the skies like swarms of angry bees. Robotic tanks rolled across shattered fields. Satellite lasers blinked deadly lights from orbit. Soldiers fought not just enemies, but the very air they breathed. Radiation clouds, chemical leaks, poison rivers. And when the dust finally began to settle, the world was unrecognizable. Skylines once proud now stood shattered like broken teeth against blood-red sunsets. Oceans, once blue and endless, glistened with oil and wreckage. Children who survived spoke new languages, the language of hunger, of fear, of survival. Governments fell, flags burned. The maps we once knew became relics of a world lost to pride and power. Yet, somewhere in the ruins, small lights flickered. Not missiles, not drones, human spirit, refusing to be extinguished. Strangers became family. Enemies became allies. Amid the ashes of the old world, a question echoed through every hollowed city, every silent battlefield. Was it worth it? History books would try to explain. Leaders would try to justify. But the dead, they would tell no lies. The first shot wasn't heard, but its echo would haunt humanity forever.